Okay, so the meeting started at 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This meeting is being conducted remotely in accordance with Mass General Law. It is being recorded, and all votes will be taking place via roll call vote. So really on the agenda tonight, first things first, I would like to take things out of order. Actually, no, it's not out of order. We have Michael Byrne first.
Yes.
But present we have Tom Morale,
Carl Hummel,
Karen Mead.
Joanne
Joanne
Lamar.
and Karen. You want to just say your name for the record?
We just did.
All right. And Karen?
Karen Mead.
Thank you.
Joanne Lamar.
Thank you. So first things first, we talked to Michael Byrne previously, but because we didn't have this on the agenda for a vote, I didn't feel comfortable voting to support his candidacy as part of the GBRC. Now that we have him on an agenda, I'll accept a motion to support him being appointed to the GBRC.
I so move.
Do I have a second?
Second, Joanne.
Oh, Joanne
Okay.
got in first.
Okay. All in favor, please say your name and aye.
Roll call vote. Carl Hummel, aye.
Karen Mead, aye.
Joanne Lamar, aye.
Tom Morale, aye. All right, motion passes. So I will inform the select board and Jeremy that we support Michael Byrne for the GBRC, and hopefully they will appoint him.
The next step in
Cool. What was that?
the next step in the process, it'll get on the select board agenda. They'll invite you to attend that meeting. If they approve, then you would talk to Ellen and she'd swear you in and you write your name in the membership book, and she makes sure that you've done your required mandatory state training.
Oh, yep, understand. Yep. Thank you.
About town meeting articles that we have. I wanted to, Karen, how did things shake out with the Council on Aging one?
It's fine. You did it up, right? The red line, you did that?
Yeah, well, you said you guys were meeting on it, and I know there was some back and forth with Jeremy. I just didn't know if there's anything more that.
No, we met. I showed this final draft to Amy that you did, and she was fine with that.
She was fine with it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So
I mean,
what's the status of the red line getting to the right people?
So Jeremy has all the red lines.
Okay. Because Ellen was sent out a mail message earlier this year saying she wanted A, B, C, and D. I wanted to see if she has all of those things, or if I should follow up with her and Jeremy to see that she's got them.
A, B, C, and D.
She wants a red line and a clean PDF.
Okay.
So I will check with Carl. I will check with Ellen to verify that she has all of the documents that she needs.
Yeah, Jeremy sent out an email. I said I could get the bylaw language, and then Jeremy interjected to say that he had it and was going to take care of it. So
yeah.
So it sounds like they have everything they need. But
okay, I will just double check.
I have it as well. I have it as well if it's needed. So any final thoughts on any of the articles we're putting forward or joining with other committees on?
I'll describe the process that happened with the town administrator bylaw. And you can see the history here that Jeremy and I went back and forth a couple extra times in getting input from town council. So my goal when reviewing this is to look ahead 5-10 years when someone other than Jeremy is in the position to say, what is the town administrator allowed to do and not to do, and make sure that it is codified in here the intent of what we don't want them doing and what we do want them doing. So there was a lot of talk about the town administrator has managerial authority over positions that are, quote, subject to the jurisdiction of the select board. So that means that all of the staffers who work for the select board, Jeremy is in effect their manager. It's different for people like the town clerk, who is elected by the select board. It's different for people like the chief assessor, who is selected by the Board of Assessors, the Library Board of Trustees. What control does the town administrator have over the library system? What control does the town administrator have over Parks and Recreation? So all of those things got hashed out with the back and forth and got incorporated into the legal language. So Jeremy sent the final markup. I said, yep. As a follow-on to this, he and I talked about that over the summer, we will have a meeting and a discussion with the select board, because there are a number of gaps in the town policies and procedures that were relevant to the town administrator position. There is no definition of who a town officer is. The current bylaws say the following people are officers, but it's not, we don't know whether that's an exhaustive list or not. The town administrator bylaw talks about department heads. There's no clear understanding of or list of what the department heads are. They may or may not, the town officers we may want to put in the bylaws so that they don't change that often, but department heads probably belong in some kind of policy. But this is a discussion that we put off. Yep.
Can I interject for a second? Is there actually a definition of department?
That's my point. There is not a clear definition of department head.
Yeah, but I mean, is there a definition of department? Like,
I don't know.
Like that, I mean, you can't have department heads if there's departments aren't enumerated. You know what I mean?
Yes, and similarly, there's a whole lot of difference between municipal employees, and the people in a union, whether they're in the municipal union, the firefighters union, the police union. That's all an area of stuff that I haven't. I'm on the FinCom, but this is my first year, and I don't have a good understanding of how all of those things play together. So the town administrator bylaw is a good step. It's taking Jeremy's job description and taking random emails he's gotten saying we want you to do these things, and it now clearly codifies what the town administrator's responsibilities are. So the third bylaw is GBC bylaw is land use planning, and you said you were going to talk to Ann Mazar about that.
Yeah, I still need to talk to her. I mean, she wanted to talk about having a little time to talk about it during the Tuesday meeting or Tuesday info session. So I've got to talk to her ahead of that anyway. We have the red line document though.
Okay. The question is whether Ellen has it and whether Ellen has the non-red line stuff that she wants. And okay, so I'll include those three. The other interesting thing I saw in the warrant that I didn't notice the first time through is Article 31, not 31, 20, Article 30, I knew they were going to do an electronic codification of the zoning bylaws, but they've also slipped in that they're going to be doing the same thing for the general bylaws as well. They're currently Word documents, and these would get put into a computer system somehow. So that'll be interesting to follow up to. If Article 30 passes, it'll be interesting to see how that impacts the work we're doing. And at that point, it may be a good time to go into all of the special provisions and turn them into independent chapters on their own, or bring up that particular conversation again.
Sorry, repeat what you just said. You cut out on my thing. For a
Okay.
second.
Article 30, see if the town will put an electronic codification of general and zoning bylaws. I knew they were going to do the zoning bylaws. That's what everybody talked up, because the contractors don't have trouble figuring out what they're supposed to do. But I didn't realize until yesterday that they were also going to be codifying the general bylaws. So maybe we can talk to them about, is this a good time to change some of the special provisions and make them chapters again?
Wait, this is regarding like electric codification, meaning what exactly? But like just
The way it was explained Monday night at the FinCom meeting, right
Yeah.
now, Ellen has 2 Word docs. There's a Word doc of the zoning bylaws and a
okay.
Word doc of the of the general bylaws. The zoning people want to have something electronic so that it's much easier for contractors to search our zoning bylaws and figure out what's up.
I get it.
So if there's going to be somebody, we would hire somebody to do the database and migration work, and we can talk to them and say, so yeah, how do other towns do special provisions? Or and see if
You
that's
mean
going to
have
make
it-
their job complicated.
You mean have it on the but like on the website as like a database, like searchable, like kind of like the state does with their mass general laws, rather than like having the document there that you can just download the document.
Yep. They apparently have a vendor picked out. Or they know who they have talked to, and they're planning on a vendor and then 2 years of service, a service plan, and then the third year it would be a charge for like 2,000, 2,500 on the annual budget.
Yeah, I mean that's something I talked to them about. I mean, I guess like so you're saying talk to the contractors and ask them like what other towns do, like a best practice type thing.
What I expect will happen is that when a company gets hired, Ellen will give them the Word docs, at which point that's when we would be able to say and say, yeah, what do you think of them? And
Yeah,
there may be a planning meeting ahead of time, and if you or I could get invited to that, we can pick their brains.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, we definitely could if. I thought it like I think it's more of like we give it to them and they build it out though, right?
Right.
They're not really doing anything policy wise or drafting any policies or change like suggestions to the bylaws though.
No, but they
We're
may,
asking them if they could. Like,
Yeah,
I guess, like my only concern is if this is considered outside the scope of what they're doing, having a greater cost to the town, that's all.
depends on the contract. It's more one of the, based on my experience with contract hiring IT contractors, they may look at this and look at our bylaws and say, gosh, our database is going to be more complicated than, because in addition to the chapters like most towns have, you've got this large number of special provisions inside one chapter. And I'd like to get, their feedback on whether they've seen that before, if a lot of towns do them. I'm still trying to figure out if we can come up with a way to decide whether something should be a chapter or something should be a special provision.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can. I just, like I said, my only concern is it being considered outside the scope of what they're doing and them charging us more. But if that's not going to be the case, like it can't hurt to have them weigh in, you know?
Yep.
Does anyone else have any thoughts?
No, I'm just listening to you guys.
Same here.
Do we have any more thoughts on, so I think, first of all, I think we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it, when things, first of all, I have to pass, right? So let's revisit this after the town meeting. But in terms of the other items on the warrant, do we have any thoughts on any of them? Anything we need to discuss ahead of town meeting? I think I don't have anything, but I didn't know if anybody else wanted to bring anything to the table.
Nope, I've picked Jeremy's braid on all of the financial ones, and then the non-financial ones will come up on Tuesday.
So when we get back, we'll we will be our first meeting after town meeting, or our next meeting rather. So I think next meeting we should discuss the noise bylaw more in depth.
So is that going to be the 13th, the day after town meeting, or do we want to have it on the 20th and give people a chance to breathe?
What does everybody think?
I'd say the 20th, because that'll give people in town, it'll be also after the election, and it'll give people in town hall a chance to
Do we want to do both
recover.
the 20th and the 27th, or do we only want to have one meeting in May?
I'm not available the 27th. I will be out of town.
Okay. So let's just do the 20th then. And then we can go back to our normal schedule in June. How's that sound?
So bringing up my calendar, June would be Wednesday, June 10th and Wednesday, June 24th.
That work for everybody?
Works for me.
Then let's do that. And the next meeting, I think we should dedicate it to discuss our like our game plan for the noise bylaw ahead of the fall. And then starting in June, we can go back to our regular ongoing review. That works for people.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Does anyone else have anything for tonight? I do not.
Mike, do you have any input?
No, I mean, once I'm selected on the, or approved on the select board, I'm not sure when that will happen with the busy upcoming
So-
meetings, but
It's up to when Jeremy and the SB chair, Jason, put it on the agenda, but it'll just be a quick 3 or 5 minutes in and out. When I'm writing up minutes and things, do you want to be referred to as Mike or Michael?
Mike's fine.
Okay, I kind of guessed because of your Zoom alias, Teams alias, but I wanted to make sure. Michael Krager is definitely Michael, so I'm sensitive to that kind of
Yeah.
thing. If there's nothing else, I will move to adjourn at 7 p.m.
Second,
Tom Morelli, aye.
Carl Hummel, aye.
Aaron Mead, aye.
Joanne Lamoth, aye.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Yep.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
talk to you
Thank you.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.